Yeah, so here we are now, like I'm off the bike, switched to a different mic system, and here we are on the Classic 350 Reborn, 22 model, a bit over 10,000 kilometres on it. Like I said, here's the shocks I put on it. I'll do a valuation on those. Never cost me much to put them on or to purchase them to try. But overall, that Classic 350 Reborn really does take a nice profile. So there we go, like that. Just parked off. I was just showing you all that junk over there. Don't know if we picked it up in the other clip, but look at this. Why couldn't you just take that with you and put it up in some other dump? Gee, I think my treadlies are getting a bit low too. I think I might be running. Don't know much about checking on tyres, but I must be getting down a little bit on tread. So anyway, when that happens, I might go to an off-road 50-50 tyre, something like that. I'll look into that one when the time comes. But apart from that, this bike's running really well. Like I said, earlier on, I hadn't been on it for roughly a month, and to get back on it and riding along, it's really good to ride, and I'm fairly happy with how things are going in that line. Could I live with just one bike, something like this? Yeah, sure. Nothing wrong with it. Where else can you pick a classic looking bike like that for $8 grand? Like, it's just a really nice looking bike, and looks a bike you can get on and go anywhere. And this bike, I've actually put it to the test and ridden it over 10,000 kilometres, so I know how good it is, where it can go, where I can't go. And there's not many places I can't go. I just take the bloody thing wherever I want to go within reason. So that's a bit aside. It's a really good little bike to get into and ride around. So, you know, if you're on the fence and you're thinking about, should I buy one of these Enfields? Well, if you would have said that a few years ago, I would say you'll want to know a little bit about them if you do, because you're going to be fixing them. But these ones here now, the new version of 350 with the J motor, nothing wrong with them at all. They just go and go. Like, I can highly recommend them, where the other ones, I would say that not the case. Like, you have to really be prepared to know you're going to get out there and do a bit of work on them. But this particular one here, if you run it in carefully from the start, don't abuse it, give it regular oil and filter changes, you can get out there and ride it wherever you want to, within reason. If you think you're going to get onto a speed hog or anything like that, well, you're buying the wrong bike, and you'd probably be better off buying a Honda CB500X, because they'll take more of a bashing than one of these. But the thing is, if you treat it with a bit of respect and ride at 80, 90, 100 kilometres an hour once you run it in, you'll get a really good run out of one of these. You get a lot of people come over and tell you how much they like it if you like that sort of thing. But, you know, as a rule, well, that doesn't happen to be that much, because if I see them coming, I'm not really interested in talking, I'm really interested in riding the bike. So that bit aside, you know, I find that overall it's really good, handles well. This one here now, even with 10,000 Ks, the brakes on it, I was surprised how good they are, because I've been riding all them other different bikes lately, like the X-Max, the Suzuki, and the Vespa, and you get onto this one and you think, like, when I first got this bike, I complained the brakes were a little bit on the woody side, like they had no bite or feel. But when I'm on it now and tried it, you know, they got plenty of bite in them. So it just takes a while on a lot of these things, you know, allow for 1,000 kilometres or something for everything to work in and go okay. Apart from that, you know, everything's really good. So you get almost nearly all metal with one of these when you buy it. So, you know, the only thing you're missing out on, it would be the side covers here. You know, they're plastic, and your chain guard, like so. But apart from that, everything else about them's pretty good. So, and they're really well finished, and they're put together, and look at that. It's still hard to believe you get a bike that good for that sort of money. It could be an easy rider, so it's hard to say. The only thing, he gave me a bit of a wave, but I don't know if he gave me a wave or he was pointing, geez, I wouldn't mind owning that bike. That was probably it. He could have been waving, but I think he would have said, oh, Jesus, an Enfield, I'd really like one of those. So see, a lot of people like them, but very few can afford them. So, if, you know, once you get that $8,000 saved up, you can go out and buy one of these, and there'll be other people come past and point to you, or wave, I don't know, whatever the case is, and you'll know for sure that you are on the right bike.